Okay, any more questions? Oh, okay, I'm not very good at using this chat window here. Okay, I think I'm really backed up here. Um, you might have to repeat a question because I just scrolled a bunch of things down. So, any hint on where the new bard guilds will get their voices from? Is it more dead gods? Sorry, that's not something that I would get into. You'll have to wait until, or if, the new bard guilds will come. Um, Maybe when this new system comes in, we should make bashable elder gods. Thank you, Elostian, for that gem of an idea. We'll just make you the most bashable one there is. Uh, what's with the blizzard on Earth? What's with the blizzard on Earth? No other elementals have it. Um, I'm not sure. That could be a bug we had when we did the first of the Ice Devil events. I tried to do this workaround trick to make the whole world, hopefully just a prime, into a blizzard. And if that's on the Earth plane, which it should never have been, that's something we can look into. And make a note on that. Check the Earth plane. There should not be a blizzard on Earth plane. Okay. How do you feel about stacking achievement bonuses allowing for super fast short period leveling? How do you feel about stacking achievement bonuses? I'm not sure I understand what that means. You mean an achievement that will... I don't know what you mean. Maybe that's something you could put on the forum and explain in more detail. It's a little off topic, but is there any insight on the two new gods? Two? Which two are you talking about? I know we just released Mizrae yesterday. Who's the other god? Calici? Anyway, for new gods, you should look in game. I'm not going to give you any new insight out of game. Josh says, for mages' new attacks, would you think staff cast in your main and then lesser attacks? What? Uh, I think Josh is asking if we do give mages like two options for two different damage types, would it just be all under staff cast or would there be another spell? And that's something I haven't really thought of that much. Um, Maybe someone could start a forum thread and start a topic on that. Um, I mean for new skills. Well, that's what I mean. If we decide that Geomancer should have a poison damage attack and a blunt damage attack, I'm not sure how we would redefine staff cast or give them a new specialty poison breath or something, or maybe a funnel of poison gas out of their staff. Um, I don't know. We haven't thought that far on it. Is there any word on that spear skill set? Okay, let me just say no, there isn't. And I don't think there was a. We've talked about new warrior specs, and I think the one that we've talked about that I know Rourke liked the idea of was pole arms. And a spear could be considered a pole arm, um, but we haven't really given it much thought. There were some other ideas of a sword and shield um, specialty for warriors, for knighthood, or a spear and shield. Um, the problem with designing specialties for warriors is we don't want to really give any new afflictions, so we would probably want to just work with what we have. And warriors, as you know, um, can be difficult to balance in terms of their afflictions that they can give in the in the damage levels, the deep damage levels. Can you elaborate or hint at how high level influencing may change um, from plaguefish? That's still being discussed right now. I'm thinking that the longer you are in an influence period or influencing session, that mob should start giving you much greater ego damage when it resists you, or when it sort of gives you an ego attack. We've also talked about things like having mobs at certain points give dramatic afflictions, or uh, I don't know where I stand on that. But basically, I think I'm moving towards the area of mobs doing greater ego damage the more resistant they are. By that I mean the further you are in an influence session, the more resistant they get to your attacks, and that depends on how much ego they drain out of you. So anyway, something we'll play with. Okay, we're scrolling. I'm not talking about magnets. For example, attacks that are more than damage and more in some hindering afflictions. I'm not sure what Glyph is saying. For example, attacks, I'm probably missing some other part of what he said. Okay, any more questions? I'm sorry if things scroll past me, and I'm probably missing some stuff. But have you ever considered an official envoy system for RP from John R. Troy, or non-combat guild-related stuff? The answer is no. The envoy system is important to keep balance with the with combat, and that's something we want to have um, a monthly gauge on, and so that's why I think it's important for the envoy system just to be for combat. And if you're talking about a special session or special, I don't really want a report from the envoys on RP or that type of thing. They're just there for combat. If we were going to do a special, and I'm not really sure what you mean by an RP update, but if we're going to do something like a special update outside of the combat system, I'd want it to come from all players, like through a forum discussion. And we've done that before. Like the family system was a discussion started on the forums, and we took the ideas of it. It took us some more time than I thought, but we eventually worked on something through ideas inspired by the forum. And the same with the demigod system. A lot of that, what we ultimately did for demigods, was inspired by some of the discussions on the forums. I was suggesting for something not involving well, I'm asking you, like what? I mean, we did things like the family system. The demigods had a lot of RP-related things. Submitting designs. Okay, let's go on to a different question. Submitting designs in city cartels. Please, can some of the gold come from a ministry fund? Designs in city cartels. I'm not really sure what you're asking. Why can't you just ask the ministry for 10,000 gold and put it in your cartel bank account and spend that? I'm not sure why we need to go out of our way to make things more complicated with the banking system. Alex Bird. Just tell me if you like my question or not. What about different cudgel messages for Hearthstone and Black Talon? Not really. I don't really like doing things just as a veneer. I like things to have meaning. Now, given that said, with this upcoming update that we're doing against mobs, I would be open to having Hearthstone and Black Talon. The question was different cudgel messages for Blackstone and Heartstone and Black Talon. And I'm not really that crazy about the idea. I'll just give them different messages just to have them look pretty, or you know what I'm saying, a little veneer. If there is some meaning behind the changes, for instance, if they did a little different type of damage, maybe Black Talon does more cutting damage and um, Heartstone does more blunt damage, or something like that. And that's something we can get into after we do the mob update, and we can get a better feel of how we're doing resistances and weaknesses against mob damage. Any more questions? Do cartels have bank accounts? Maybe they don't have bank accounts, but maybe the cartel master can put it in his private bank account and use the money that way. And he could I think he could say something on his log, on the cartel log, saying, I just took 10,000 gold from the city or the city could do that for the Magnagora tailoring cartel.